This is Father Ken Lau, and welcome to the new episode of Nuggets for the Soul. In this episode, I would like to continue to share with you from the article The Prophetic Saint Who Foretold What the End of the World Will Be Like by Joseph Pronicien from the National Catholic Register. St. Vincent Ferrer once said that on the day of judgment, it will be better to be a sheep of Jesus Christ than to have been a pope or king or emperor. And he detailed 5 virtues revealed in scriptures that distinguishes the sheep. The first one is to have simple innocence. Use the example of a sheep. He said that a sheep doesn't attack with horns like a bull, nor bite with its teeth like a wolf, nor strike with hooves like a horse. If you wish to be a sheep of Christ, you should strike no one with horns of knowledge or of power. Lords and bullies strike with the horns of power, plundering or injuring and extorting, using calumnies and threats and the like. Biting like wolves is to defame your neighbor's reputation, far by saying nothing good, praising someone, but only the bad. Defamers are not the sheep of Christ. Also, he said, kicking like horses means to despise. Therefore, he wants children, do not hate your parents, nor parents' children, nor young people, old folks, nor the healthy, the sick, nor rich, the poor, and vice versa. The second virtue is to have ample mercy, means distributing your God-given temporal and spiritual gifts to the needy. And he used again the example of sheep. For the sheep, by growing wool, shows us mercy and benefits of mercy. Because how many poor people does a sheep clothe? Sheep gives milk and food to eat to. We imitate and give love this way. Our wool is external and temporal goods, bread and wine, money and clothes and the like. The milk is interior and spiritual goods by giving good teaching to the ignorant. If you have the milk of knowledge, of devotion, or of eloquence, you should give to those not having them. The third virtue is the steadfast patience. Again, he used the example of sheep. Sheep is the most patient animal, for if harassed while eating or if struck, it does not defend itself, but goes elsewhere. Nor does it avenge itself like a dog or a goat would do, but humbly yields. Oh, blessed is the person, man or woman, who has such patience and takes no vengeance for injuries, but forgives as God forgives him. The fourth virtue is true obedience, means ordering all thoughts, words, and actions according to God's will, not ours. He showed 3 ways on how to live with true obedience. The first one is that we live humbly, because Jesus said, learn of me because I am meek and humble of heart. Second is to give with mercy and generosity. And he said that we must not disobediently go by the way of avarice by committing usury, robbery, and theft. Next is that we must walk by the way of cleanness and unchastity. Okay? Whoever therefore goes by the way of uncleanness and the filthiness of lust and carnality, such is not a sheep of Christ. The last one is worthy penance must be performed for sins we've committed, because he said no one is exempt from sin. Therefore, worthy penance is necessary by sorrowing for sins and proposing not to relapse, confessing and making satisfaction. And in this way, penance makes a man a sheep of Christ. Okay, so I hope we grow in these 5 virtues of becoming like a sheep, so that when the last judgment comes, we will belong to the sheep and not to the goat. In the next episode, I would like to share with you what St. Vincent Ferrer talked about the end of the world and of the Antichrist. God bless. Living Saint, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, we trust in you.